Can it be your faith in Can it be your faith? Can it be your faith in
What is up, everybody? It's your boy, it's the Don, it's the Godfather, it's the future Hall of Famer. On this momentous day, on this day that can only be overshadowed by this theme. He's back. He's back. He's back. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Listen, man, listen. Listen. Sanji stands, where you at? I know we're rejoicing today. I know it. I know we're rejoicing today. How many years has it been? Let's be honest, guys. How many years has it been since we've had a definitive, just a chapter where it's just Sanji being great? It's been a minute, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think Whole Cake, you had littered, isolated moments, right? You obviously had the cooking moments and, but it's like a whole chapter of just pure Sanji gas. I'm talking pre-time skip Sanji. Right, and we're gonna cover Sanji obviously in the first topic, but this is just to really just get my initial excitement out because it's just been a great chapter. Obviously, there's a lot more to this chapter, so it's been great overall. But we're not at the topic section yet. So one, guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing today? Appreciate the love in the chat. How'd you guys think of the chapter overall? What's your thoughts on the chapter? Like, it's Shonen Jump in general was heat. My Hero was incredible today. Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean, the Church of Toji is stronger than ever. So it's really just been a really strong week for the main shonen manga, and obviously, if you read Mashle and then Unlocked, everybody else has got like their own agenda. But this week has been solid for manga. It's been a solid manga week, like in general. Now, if you do see your boy sweating, your boy got the pastor cloth because, again, your boy got to dress up. Say I'm trying to be impressive for y'all. Like, listen, I got to dress in the traditional African garment. It's a little hot. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 90 degrees outside, so your boy sweating a little bit. But the chapter, man, I just couldn't be happier. I'm very happy with the way the direction is going right now. I appreciate you, Dream. You said chapter was pretty good, and I will wait for a good Usopp moment. Usopp's always gonna get a good moment. I'm actually curious to see what Oda's gonna do. I'm not sure. I can't really predict what's about to happen with Oda. I can't really predict it at the moment. It's kind of unpredictable where Usopp is going. The Nami reveal is interesting. Obviously, Zeus and the climb attack, that's really interesting as well. So you kind of just got to figure out like where is Oda pushing this? Like, what is Oda going for? Can we talk about Kaido? We'll talk about Kaido. Kaido is actually one of the other topics that I have. So we got 3 topics today, per usual. Sometimes we'll have 4, but today we have 3. But we'll definitely be covering Kaido, definitely covering Sanji, and then we'll cover a more end of series topic at the end. But Kaido is, even with the viz and the translations that they use, the way Kaido is being characterized to me, A1, bro. A1. Kaido is looking fantastic, guys. Like, I can't stress you how excellent Kaido is right now. Like, a lot of people are like, what did Dream say? Growing on me. I don't understand. What did Dream say? What's wrong with that? Kaido really growing on me. He must have said something before. Did I miss something? Like, I don't understand. What do you think about Law and Kid versus Big Mom? I always thought Big Mom and Kid, I always thought Law and Kid had to team up to face Big Mom. I just thought Killer would be involved. There was no way Big Mom was ever going down 1v1. Never. Law and Kid, that's the perfect matchup. It's perfect, honestly. I think those two can take Big Mom. I think they can take Big Mom. If it's just her, 1,000%. Especially if we find out what Law can do with his fruit. If his fruit can affect the homies. If his fruit can affect the homies, then we're in a different ballpark here. We're talking a different game, a big game. How do I see Killer versus Hawkins going? I want Killer to win. I do, but Hawkins is the wild card. You never know how strong he's really gonna be. So I think it's a toss-up. Do I think Kinemon's dead? He should be dead, and if he's not dead, it'd be I think at this point Oda's gone too far with Kinemon that if Kinemon's not dead, it's gonna be pretty bad. In my opinion, I think it'd be pretty poor if Kinemon is still alive. Toki killing Kaido. Listen, man, it's not happening. No matter what you say, it's not happening. I can see a slight crevice of a possibility of that happening, but I'm telling y'all right now, it's not gonna happen. It's not. It's absolutely not gonna happen. But any more questions, guys? Do you guys have any more questions before we start the topic section, and then obviously we'll talk about what we talked about before. But the Ken scene in the Viz hit me harder. Yeah, it did. I think what I liked about the Kinemon scene in the Viz was how they took care of the transition of him calling Lord Momonosuke and then him yelling Momonosuke, right? I like the transition. You felt like, okay, these are the moments that I really asked for from Wano to build more characterization within, the relationships of the Scabbers, the relationship between Kinemon and Momonosuke. You don't need a whole chapter dedicated to their relationship. You just need a flashback that hits, that brings the emotion out in you. And I think with Kinemon and Momonosuke and that little flashback, to me, that's the most powerful moment Kinemon and Momo have had all series. Like, that's literally the only time where I felt, oh, they got a real connection. Like, I feel that. And I mean, some of you may disagree, but at the same time, I'm telling y'all, this is just how I felt. I felt that moment. It was strong. It was a strong moment. Yamato beat Kaido. If they fight, it will be good. She's putting up a better fight than Zoro. We'll see about that. I guess we'll see how strong Yamato really is at this point. The only thing wrong with episode 977 is how the waves were crazy, but the boat was barely moving. It's Toei, man. It can't account for everything. This is why I kept telling y'all, bro. I don't think we're going to get a better episode than 957. That Shichibukai episode, bro, we're not getting a better one. I'm sorry. From quality from second 0 to second 2359. We're not getting that level of consistency, attention to detail, high quality. We're not getting that again. I'm talking from detail, the attention to detail of every single frame. Every single frame of that episode was 10 out of 10. That's rare. In anime, it's rare. Just anime in general. Forget Toei, forget One Piece. In anime, to me, from an aesthetic standpoint, that is one of the best episodes of anime I have ever watched. Ever. The ones that come to mind that were that close, because not every anime episode has to be a great anime, like animation or fighting. And no, it doesn't have to be action, right? It's attention to detail. So then if you look at, and I'll get to the bounty prediction. If you look at Hunter x Hunter episode 125, Netero versus Meruem, that's one of the greatest episodes in anime, period. The score, OST, actions, choreography, voice acting, everything. Aura, atmosphere, rare. That's just a rare episode. One Piece 957 is the same. Just rare. They didn't miss there was no misses. Not a single miss. If you found a miss, everybody would beat you up. Every One Piece fan on the planet would fold you. Like, nah, you're wrong. So that's what I'm saying. It's rare. It's really, really rare. Whew. All right, it's hot. All right, anyway, we've been going for 12 minutes. So let's start off with the first topic, guys. Also, thank you, Ma'am6, for the 6 months. Appreciate you. I hope I didn't miss another subscription. Appreciate everyone that followed as well. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, man. D, appreciate it. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, shall we? Sanji has returned. The Sanji that I have been waiting for. The Sanji that I've been begging for months and years has returned. Now, I know what a lot of you will say, and I know I've gotten this from a few people. Ever since I made that Sanji has changed video, I've gotten a lot of pushback on people saying that Sanji hasn't changed. It's just that you weren't seeing what you wanted to see from Sanji, but it's still Sanji. Now, let's address that. Let's start off the video by addressing that, because I'm pretty sure, based on the title, based on the comment section, you guys are going to be like, well, Sanji never changed. You just want me to have action. I want you guys to understand something, right? Let me put this into context. Say you have a girlfriend, right? You guys are great. She's real sweet, supportive, and, you know, great in the sack. You're having a great time, right? You've been dating her for like 6 months. Fantastic. Great girl. And then, you know, she's going through stuff and, you know, she's not willing to be in the sack no more, but she's still a great girl. You know, she's happy. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, babe. Yeah, it's cool. Let's cuddle and watch Netflix and you chilling. All right. That's your girl. That's fine. You fine with that. But you want the walls. You want them. But she's not in the mood. What do you do about it? You can't do nothing about it, King. So it's like, all right, well, I love my girl, but it'd be really nice if I could get some walls. Now, I know this is a vulgar analogy, but I want you to understand this because I'm going to tie it in. This is ridiculous. I know it is. But you want the walls. So then after a while, say it's been a month, you haven't got no walls, you're deprived, you're like, man, I'm struggling here, I'm loyal to my girl, but man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we dating, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you're like, come on. Right? And then you finally, it's like your opinion of your girl hasn't changed, but it's something you want more than anything. You want it. There's nothing wrong with you wanting that. Just because you want some walls, imagine someone coming to you and saying, oh, well, you don't really love your girl if that's all you're looking for. I'm like, of course I love my girl. I would just like some walls. There's nothing wrong with that. So think about it. After she gives you the walls, all of a sudden you're a happy man. You're living great. You appreciate your girl. Everything about your girl, that's fine. Right? It was a long analogy. Apologize. Let's compare this to Sanji. The gags have always been funny. The gags are great. The love for the women, the kindness, the chivalry, that's great. But there's also a side of Sanji that we underestimate. And I find it hilarious that when I go through the anime, Sanji has a lot of moments where that iconic jazz music is playing. Right? It's iconic. And most of the time when that iconic jazz music is playing, Sanji is cool, calm, collected, suave. I lose these words with Sanji a lot. He's vibing. He's in his mode. Like, yo, he's tactically aware, swift, decisive, mature. That's the Sanji that you really hang your hat on. Like, that's my Sanji. I love that. And then he disappears, and you don't hear the jazz music no more. But you get the gag still, and you get the woman and everything like that. And you're just thinking, okay, well, this is Sanji, but where's the jazz music? Where's Mr. Prince? Where's the tactics? Where's the moments that really completed Sanji and made him amazing? And you don't get that Sanji for a while. You get a little bit of hints of it there. You get isolated moments, but you're really waiting for that Mr. Prince. You're waiting for him. And you don't get it, and you get frustrated. Where's Mr. Prince? But then imagine people coming up to you and telling you that you don't understand Sanji because you want Mr. Prince, and you should appreciate all of Sanji. Well, I can appreciate all of Sanji, but still want Mr. Prince. And don't tell me we've got Mr. Prince, because we've got isolated moments where Sanji's been cool. But there's a difference between Sanji being cool and Sanji being Mr. Prince. And we know what Mr. Prince looks like. What we got today was Mr. Prince. What we got today was not just power scaling, because I want you guys to understand that. Get the power scaling out of your head. This moment wasn't about power scaling. Power scaling was involved, but it's not about the power scaling. It's about the presence. It's about the moment. Sanji appears. He saves Chopper. He saves everybody from Peril Sparrow's arrows. On top of that, Sanji, if you look at the Viz translation, Sanji was the only one that's, what's wrong with y'all? Why are y'all crying? Why is everybody upset? Do you not know who Luffy is? Sanji was the voice of reason amongst the chaos. At the worst moment for everyone in Onigashima, Sanji is the one who stood up and said, everybody get your life together. And even the Onigashima pirates, the smile users, the enemy, they was like, how is he still able to fight after his captain just got beat? And this is where I want to go back to the whole cake moment, right? Because think about what happened. Sanji specifically mentioned, how many miracles have you seen Luffy perform? How many miracles have we gone through? Sanji didn't have that mindset in Whole Cake when he had his hands tied, Zeph was caught up. He needed a miracle in that moment, but Sanji didn't believe in that miracle then. Because he believed he's the only one that could actually make something happen. But Sanji didn't believe in the miracle then. That was his moment of weakness. Now we're in a dire situation. And Sanji's like, at this point, I was wrong. So now no more games. Luffy's beaten? Hell no. How many miracles have we seen, Chopper? And that moment encapsulates everything that happened in Whole Cake, and it shows the growth he had. And it also brings us back to the moment where Sanji is decisive. Sanji is cool. Sanji is suave. Diablo Jambe. Smacking Queen around, spinning like a helicopter. Cool ass things that we waiting for. The moment where it's the character, it's the power, and it's the manliness. No gags, no memes, nothing. There's no gags or memes littered in this. It's just straight 100% serious Sanji. That's why we're so happy. That's why I'm so happy, because I can appreciate the gags. I can appreciate the kindness, the chivalry of Sanji, the soft character that he is, the gentle character that he is. But Mr. Prince is the coolest character in One Piece to me. So color me shocked that when I see Mr. Prince, I'm more excited than any human being ever. Because as someone who's been watching One Piece for almost 15 years, there's one thing that I always loved, and it's that goddamn jazz music and Sanji with the cigarette saying, I got it, man, the hunter is here, thanks, I needed a light. That is the coolest Sanji there is. So how can you be upset at somebody who wants to see Sanji at his peak? And his peak is not about power. His peak is about himself. So get the power scaling out of your head when it comes to Sanji. People's like, oh, you're just mad because he's not strong as Zoro. Who cares about Zoro? When it comes to Sanji, who cares? That's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for power scaling feats. We're looking for the character. The character as a whole, not just bits and pieces, the whole character. And now Sanji is complete again. And Grand Line Reviews made that, you can check out his video, right? It says, I hate Sanji. He brought this out perfectly. He said, Sanji split into three. There's the Sanji that is gags, laughs. You have the woman gag. He loves women. He compromises himself for women all the time. That's fine. That's 30% of Sanji. Then you have another 30%, or 33%, whatever percentages you want to use, where it's the character, it's the whole cake Sanji, the Sanji you got in the backstory, the kind Sanji, the Sanji that gave Gin food, the Sanji that took care of Luffy, the Sanji that was willing to sacrifice himself for Luffy in Thriller Bark. Chivalrous Sanji. There's that Sanji. And then there's action Sanji. There's James Bond Sanji. There's tactical Sanji. There's suave Sanji. There's cigarette in the mouth, jazz music playing Sanji. So if all we've been getting is 66% of Sanji for a majority of post-time skip, can you imagine the people that really love that 33% of Sanji being pleased with what we've seen so far? You can like different parts of Sanji, but you can't be mad at someone and say they don't understand Sanji's whole character if they like 33% of Sanji more than they like the other 60%. You can appreciate all of it together, but there's always going to be things that you align yourself to with the character. So today, we get that 33%, and you put that all together, and you get Sanji as a whole. This is why I say Sanji has returned. This is why I'm happy. Now, from a power scaling perspective, I think Sanji gonna pack Queen up, but that's just me, because we haven't seen the raid suit yet. We haven't seen Queen's hybrid form, so that's just me. That's an opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. I just want him to pack him up. I don't expect it to happen. Hopefully it doesn't get off screen, because God knows Oda's abusive with the off screens, but I think Sanji's gonna pack him up. But from a character standpoint, I could not have been happier with what happened with Sanji in this chapter. I couldn't be happier. Oda gave me everything I wanted and then some. The moment, oh my goodness. And we got a new attack. Rotisserie Strike. That was a new attack. I didn't even know that until the chat had to tell me it was a new attack. So guys, whether you like Sanji for his gags, whether you like Sanji for his humor, whether you like him for his character, whether you like Sanji for the jazz music, at the end of the day, we're all Sanji stans. At the end of the day, we're all happy today. So let's not fight. Let's not bicker. Let's be happy. Because Sanji's back. And he's ready to rock. Let's go. All right, so that's it for the first topic. So one, how do you guys feel about that soliloquy? Because I'm very serious here. Like, what have you guys been, when it comes to Sanji, what is the thing that stood out for you most about his character that made you like him? Because that's what I'm very curious about. Also, shout out to Jazz for the $100 donation. Big love from Anime Soul. Keep up the great work. God bless you, Jazz. Jesus. Bless. Yeah, I know, bro. It's hot as hell, but I'm wearing, I'm doing too much. Like, I got the long sleeves on. I'm doing too much. His voice actor is good. The voice actor is good. Sanji has been amazing in Onigashima. Sanji's had good moments in Onigashima, but I was not a fan of the Black Maria moment. I'm still not. I like pre-time skip Sanji when Oda balanced him better. He did. Oda really had a good balance with Sanji in pre-time skip, and then he kind of compromised the balance. I think to highlight more of his character. But I would say it's his kindness and tactics are what I love about Sanji. Oda made it like 80-20. That's what I'm saying. Big fan of Cancer. Black Juice, bro. Yeah, what's up? You already know how I feel about Sanji. This is all I wanted from post-time skip. That's what I'm saying. That's all we wanted, really. For me, his emotional moments, he's the only character to make me cry. Chapter 8, 44, when he fought Luffy, is one of the best chapters of One Piece. That was a very emotional chapter. A very, very emotional chapter. Sanji is very relatable. I agree with that. Oda has never given Sanji a true hype moment. That is wrong. You mean to tell me you weren't hyped when Sanji saved Usopp from Jabra? Are you serious? Sanji saving the crew in Alabasta by kicking a banana crocodile anti-mana kick course? That's not hype? What the fuck are you talking about? Sanji took a whole attack from NL and stood up and said, yeah, but I still ruined everything that you had. Thanks for the light, nigga. And passed out like a king. Bro, you are out of your goddamn mind. That is insanity. True hype. What does true hype mean? What does that mean? Define true hype to me. What's a true hype moment? What's a true... Matter of fact, Sanji, when he packed Jabra up And he was talking about the spices and devils and whatnot. That's not hype. What about the Sanji Flambard shot in Whole Cake Island? What about that? That's one of the cleanest attacks in One Piece in the anime. That Flambard shot was raw. We even got cubes. I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. Balance between gag and fighter moments post time skip. I just love how he's able to ask the right questions when it comes to a situation. Sanji, yes. Sanji's very intuitive and very intelligent. I think Sanji's intelligence sometimes is underrated. Whole Cake Sanji, when he was getting abused, was the best Sanji. I actually was a big fan of Sanji's character in Whole Cake a lot. This is why I like Whole Cake a lot. I'm not a fan of the Black Maria moment at all. You'll never convince me of that. But Sanji and Whole Cake, for a character perspective, I was eating it up. I was eating it up. You weren't a fan of Pudding at all? I think Pudding was redeemed. After we figured out her own insecurities. People don't like Sanji because he be acting like a bitch sometimes. I think we need to get get this notion of comparing Zoro to Sanji out of here. They're two completely different characters. Zoro is an extremely masculine man. As masculine, he's an alpha male. He's an alpha male. Sanji's not an alpha male. No matter what you want to say, Sanji's not an alpha male. Sanji is a mixture. He has moments where he's real alpha and there's moments where he's real beta. But he's not 100% alpha like Zoro is. So you have to understand that Sanji is going to have a more sensitive side than Zoro would ever have. Sanji's way more sensitive than Luffy and Zoro. Way more sensitive. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a sensitive man. So it's like you got to get that notion of Sanji acting like a bitch because that's his character, right? The problem is Oda writing Sanji in situations that are meant to only humiliate him. Where you can execute things better. Sanji was used for Robin's advancement. That's it. There was no growth there from Sanji. The growth was today. That's just insanity to me. That's insanity. Do you think Sanji got stronger since Whole Cake? Who's worse, Sanji or Chopper? I mean, the answer is obvious. It's Chopper, clearly. Sanji is more sensitive than Luffy. There are times when Luffy cried about something and Sanji just smoked a cigarette about it. Sanji has, he's very complex, right? Sanji has range, right? When I think about Sanji, where are the JJK VODs? I mean, they're still there, bro. You just scroll through Twitch and you'll see it. Sanji cannot physically kick a woman. His body legit won't let him. Of course you understand that. Robin could have helped Sanji without it being dragged on. I mean, like I said, Oda just wanted to sell the moment. Sanji versus King can happen. I think it can happen for sure. Like it could 100% happen. I still believe Luffy would have kicked the living hell out of Sanji when he kicked him. Possibly. Sanji is very good at covering his emotions. That's actually a very strong point. So, I mean, look at the life he had to live. He had to cover his emotions for his entire childhood. Outside of the Germa, look what happened between him and Zeph. Like I think people don't like to dig deep into Sanji's character and understand that he's not just some meathead ass nigga. Just because you like Zoro doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate the complexity of Sanji's character. You don't like it when people just say Zoro's a meathead, because Zoro's a stoic. If you pay attention to Zoro, you know Zoro is a stoic. But when it comes to Sanji, we don't want to appreciate the depth of Sanji. The psychological issues that he's gone through that shaped who he is today. Thank you. He didn't tell the Straw Hats about his family at all. They only found out when they came back into the picture. So now Sanji's more open. Sanji, you know everything about him now. What is there to hide? Sanji still had something to hide. And that's what I say. That's what I say, Jesse. That's what I always say. That's why I say people don't like Sanji, because Sanji reminds them of themselves. In their weakest moments, in the most insecure moments, they relate to Sanji more than any other character. But they want to be like Zoro, so they think, oh, Zoro, 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 Zoro. Sanji's more relatable. He always will be, unfortunately, no matter what you say. Kichi had enough. Kichi had enough of that nigga. He said, nope, he's done. I want him out. Yo. He said, that's enough. Why'd he pack him up like that? Yo, anywho, that's Sanji gives me more confidence vibes than Zoro. He expresses it more than Zoro. Zoro's not a talker. Zoro's not a talker. Zoro is an actor. He moves on his actions a lot. So does Sanji, but Zoro even more so. Oh man, the Hawks are by 18. That's crazy. All right. So we've had a lot of talk about the Sanji section. So let's go on to the next topic. So this topic is actually something I'm very excited to talk about. Oh no, we got Bodega. We got Bodega. How strong would Sanji be? End of series. It's funny you asked that. We'll get to that on the last topic because I will cover that. I'll cover that. All right. Kaido will be the best villain in One Piece up to this point. Now, this is why I'm saying this. I want you guys to understand something right now. When it comes to the best villains that we have in One Piece up to this point, we think Crocodile, we think Dofi. A lot of people say Dofi, right? And when you think about Crocodile and Dofi, and you think about their specific characteristics, right? We love Doflamingo because of his influence in the story. The backstory is excellent. The depth of his character is excellent. The way he took over Dressrosa, brilliant, methodical, evil, conqueror, dominant. Every showing that we saw of Doflamingo, up until Dressrosa, was him kind of trolling around, embodying people, manipulating people. So Dofi's perception was amazing. Just like, hey, you got that Godfather feel from him. And it's the same thing with Crocodile. Crocodile's my top one, right? To me, some may disagree, but Crocodile's my top one. And stay with me here, because we're talking about villains. We're going to compare these guys to Kaido. Crocodile had the same vibe. Clean drip, the jacket, Logia Devil Fruit, Shichibukai, like Baroque Works. He had his whole organization within secrecy, infiltrated both sides, stopped Vivi at every single point where she thought she had Crocodile. He always had another plan ahead of time. He beat Luffy twice. The presence of Crocodile, the people he was connected to, the people that know him. He has ties with Whitebeard, ties with the revolutionaries, with Ivankov. You look at these two characters, and the thing that stand out is their presence, their clout, and their abilities. Now let's look at Kaido. And this is why I say Kaido will become the best villain in One Piece that we've seen thus far, because I still believe Blackbeard has an opportunity to be top one. Think about what we just mentioned. When it comes to presence, Kaido's presence overshadows Doflamingo and Crocodile. When you think about clout, Kaido is part of the Rocks Pirates. Land, sea, and air. He's been captured by the Marines like 7 times. They tried to execute him, failed every time. He's rumored to be unwoundable. Obviously, that's not true now because Zoro and Oden. But think about that perception. Think about the presence. And then think about what he's doing now. He's packed up Luffy twice. He tanked an Ashura. Packed up Law. Packed up Kinemon. Packed up the Scabbards twice. Packed up Sulong. Kaido has been packing people all of Wano. He's been taking all kinds of damage. Everyone's best attacks. Everyone. Luffy learned a new technique within the fight, and Kaido packed him up off screen. So when we talk about presence and ability, There's none that comes close to Kaido right now, unfortunately. And then, again, in terms of character perspective, people will still like Doflamingo. Crocodile, we haven't got enough of his character yet, so I'll leave Crocodile out of this. But Doflamingo is the character. It's the influence he has on the world. You love the character. Dofi's character is excellent. The backstory. But if you've noticed in Wano, little by little, Oda's been showing us more and more of Kaido's character. And we had this perception of Kaido that he was just some warmongering meathead. All he wanted to do was die and fight. That's it. But as you see, he wanted to destroy the world. Okay, why did he want to go after Whitebeard? Why did he want to destroy the world? Okay, you see that. Then you see how he's managed Wano, how he's worked with Orochi, how he's more aware of the world around him. He has ties with Big Mom. You find out he's part of Rocks. You're like, okay, there's a little bit more to Kaido. Okay, there's a little more. Then you get to the flashback. And then even in the anime episode where they show you even more, you look at Kaido's interactions with Oden, and you look at how Kaido reveres Oden, and then you listen to how he talked to Momonosuke. This is the son of Oden? This is what Oden produced? This whiny, snot, driveling kid? Are you kidding me? This is the man to put the fear of God? This is his son? I'm disappointed. That's why I didn't kill him. Because Kaido is deeper than what we think. Pay attention to the line that he used with Kinemon. The problem with people is that they don't accept the warrior's death. Instead of facing death, facing a warrior's death, they try to escape from it. And that disappoints him. Look at how when he packed up Luffy. Oh, I got excited for this is the first time I got excited in a long time. You learned a new trick and you got excited. And then I packed you up and then you disappointed me. This is pathetic. I should have cut his head off. Look at how he's treating Momo after he made that announcement that he was Oden's son when he was on the cross, on that cross. Look at what he said to Momonosuke at the end of this chapter. Are you satisfied, son of Oden? They're showing you bits and pieces of who Kaido is beneath the surface. He has this samurai code that's really interesting. The beauty of death, facing death like a warrior, being a man, masculinity. The way he treats Yamato. You're my son, you're my heir. So you are going to rule over Onigashima because that's how things need to be. I'm a warrior, you're a warrior. You like Oden? You better fight like him or I'm going to beat you every day. As aggressive as it sounds, that's the energy he's bringing. So when we look at Kaido and we hear about him talking about Joy Boy, and now we're talking about Kaido's impact on the story overall, because him mentioning Joy Boy in chapter 10-14 has massive implications, because it means Kaido knows about something within the Void Century. He knows about the secrets of this world that haven't been revealed yet, which means Kaido's influence on the story involves the end of series plot. This is why we love Dofi, because Dofi has so much weight within the story. Kaido's weight is growing immensely within the story, and we still haven't got the Rocks flashback yet, which is his backstory. So Kaido's backstory, to me, I don't think it'll miss. I just have so much confidence that his backstory is not going to miss. So if his backstory doesn't miss, his presence is greater, his clout will be greater. He's going to be top 1. He's going to be the best villain in One Piece until Blackbeard arrives. I think it's time we start understanding that Kaido is probably the best thing that we have in Wano. We were kind of confused, disappointed, like, oh, Kaido's kind of a bum. Like, what is he doing? Why he just taking these hits? And, oh, Dragon Form is kind of mid. He's a Gyarados, Hyper Beam. And then we get Hybrid Kaido. Then we get Three Realms Ragnarok. Then we get Thunder Bagua. Multiple times. Then we get him bursting in and slapping Kinemon, bodying him, stabbing him in the chest. Kaido doesn't waste time. He doesn't monologue. He just ends it. He's a breath of fresh air. I think we should really start appreciating what we're seeing from Kaido, ladies and gentlemen. I think we really should, because Kaido's showing is only getting better and better and better. And then this conversation with Yamato and Kaido, can you imagine what we get from that? What we learn about his character? What we learn about Yamato? Yamato is an extension of Kaido. So if Yamato hits, it just makes Kaido look better. Not to mention we still have a confrontation between Luffy and Kaido. Not to mention there's still things we haven't seen from Kaido. Why did Oda off-screen his fight with Luffy, the second fight? Because maybe there's something about Kaido that we still don't know. Why is it Lancey and Air? Why is it in a one-on-one bet on Kaido? There's something we haven't seen yet. There's something we haven't seen yet. And I honestly, guys, I just couldn't be happier with what I'm seeing with Kaido. I just couldn't be. I really couldn't. And it's a potential, like, I'm scared because I don't want Blackbeard to fall short of Kaido because I believe in Blackbeard's potential, but Kaido is really, really, really impressive. It's just as impressive as it gets. So pay attention to Kaido. I want you to go back. Matter of fact, go back and read Kaido's interactions. Read his interactions with his crewmates. Remember what happened with Jack and the Sulongs. Oh, it's not that you're weak. It's that they were just really strong. It's all right. Go heal up. He cares about his crewmates if they're strong. If you work under Kaido and you're strong, he gonna respect you. Kaido only respects the strong. He hates weakness. As a villain, as an antagonist, you can love that ideology and make sure he has the depth too. Kaido is going to be top 1, guys. It's going to happen. So, that's the end of the Kaido segment. How do you guys feel about Kaido now? Is he already a top 1? Do you believe he'll be top 1? Do you think he's going to get over Dofi? What are you guys feeling here? Because I think his backstory will actually overshadow everybody. I really think so. Bring me Akainu. Why do you think he chained Yamato? Because Kaido cares about his heir. He wants his son to be a warrior. And a respectable one. He said, you're going to learn no matter what. When I go on to destroy the world, I need you to take care of my home base. You're my son. That's how it works. Top 3, 4 so far. Top 1 currently. Let's talk about Perospero being a bum. Perospero, if Perospero's out, he is a bum. I'm not going to lie. If he's out. Which makes Pedro a bum, which makes me laugh. Oh, Lord, it's hot as hell. Jesus Christ. Kaido got that Viking vibe. He does. I saw Jazz say that Kaido reminds you of Kratos. He does. Kaido definitely has Kratos energy. I can definitely see him just calling Yamato boy after a while. Just boy. Oh, bro. Oh, my goodness. I can see it. Lamar, you can believe what you want to believe, but at the end of the day, Kaido calls Yamato he. So, I mean, that's in the story. You just go with the story, bro. There's no need to get political. All right? Just go with the story. You'll be much better off going with the story. If it changes, it changes. Just go with the story. Perospero reminds me of a pimp named Slipback. He really does. The official top 5 and tags of OP are Blackbeard, Dofi, Akainu, 4 Kaido, 5 Croc. So I'm confused, Dice, because Blackbeard has been excellent, but there's no way Blackbeard is top 1 over Dofi. This doesn't make sense. Dofi is, to what I've seen, he's the undisputed number 1. I have Crocodile number 1, but Crocodile should be number 2 in terms of being like an actual force of nature against the main cast, against the Straw Hats. Crocodile and Doflamingo have been the most antagonistic forces the Straw Hats have faced yet until Kaido. You get Hoken vibes from Kaido. Kaido's definitely Hoken. He's got more depth than Hoken, but he's definitely Hoken. That's a bad. Yeah, that top 5 did concern me. The impact Blackbeard has to the story is top 1. You could argue that. You could, but I do put a lot of stock in the backstory. So I need to get the backstory from Blackbeard before I really go all in. But in terms of impact as a character, Blackbeard is one of my favorite characters. Period. I have, y'all know. Look at the sigil. Look at the logo. Why can't I point my thumb? There you go. Look at the logo. You see that right there? Blackbeard, goat, beard, black. Beard, Blackbeard. I'm Blackbeard. I'm black and I have a beard. I'm Blackbeard. So you know I love Blackbeard. Kaido needs to put a hole through Luffy. It's a little aggressive. Do you agree with Morge on the fact that Kaido might have an awakened form? I don't think Zoans have awakened forms. I think the reason Kaido is so impenetrable at certain points is because he is so awakened that the quality of his skin and his scales are harder than any other Zoan in general. That's what I would think. That's what I would think. Can we not fight about this Yamato stuff? It's really not important. Please let it go. It's really not. It's not that important. They do have awakened forms? Do they? Have we seen a Zoan with an awakened form? Can you guys show me this? They're awakened. Maybe I'm missing something because they were awakened because their recovery time was excellent. That's what I remember. So is there... No, I remember they impelled down guards, but I thought they were awakened because of their recovery, not because of their form. So can you show me an awakened form? That's what I'm talking about. IDK, for me, Blackbeard's ideology and his contrast to Luffy with him... Wait, hold on. You keep saying impelled down. The guards were just basic hybrid forms. They were full animal but human form. Full animal but human form? That's just hybrid. What are we talking about? That's not awakened. Does anyone have the chapter? Hold on. Let's look this up because we're not just gonna headcanon this. We're not gonna headcanon this one. We're gonna get actual facts. We're gonna get actual facts. Let's get the facts. There you go. Awakening. Like all Devil Fruit, Zoan types can be awakened. An awakened Zoan grants far greater strength, speed, and durability than unawakened Zoan powers. This also includes a faster recovery rate, which functions involuntarily even when the user is unconscious. Awakened Zoan throat users have yet to show signs of complex thought, seemingly acting out on instinct and power. All awakened Zoan users seem so far are always in a form resembling their full beast form, but with human attributes. It is unknown if they became... Okay. Interesting. SBS 54? So did they have intelligence beforehand? So did they go feral? Is awakened form like a feral Zoan? Is that what we're going with here? Hybrids on roids? So it's like a berserker form. Interesting. Yeah, I think all awakenings are different. I think we need to see... I would like to see what an awakened Logia user looks like. I just want to see Rox D. Zebek. He interests me. Everybody wants to see Rox. Rox is the GOAT, bro. We got to see Rox. We got to see him. We got to see Rox. That's like something that we have to see. What do you think Luffy's awakening should be? I think it should be very similar to Katakuri's. I don't need anything crazy for Luffy's awakening. I think Luffy's awakening might be just self-explanatory. It'll be the same as Dofi's. It'll be the same as Katakuri's. Paramecia. Hey, whatever property he is, he can turn his surroundings into that property. Awakened Luffy... well, Rubber and Mochi are kind of different textures. Mochi's sticky. Rubber isn't, so I think it'll be more bouncy. But I think based on the kinetic energy that Luffy will be able to build from the fact that he can bounce off his rubber, I'm thinking a Luffy Bellamy mix would be insane. Can you imagine a Gear 4th with incredible amounts of momentum? That's continent shattering. Like, think about that for a second. That's continent shattering. And then also think about this, right? If Luffy's surroundings are all rubber, like they mentioned with vulcanization, but let's talk about friction. Let's have a physics lesson. Right? Let's talk about friction. If Luffy is surrounded by rubber, and he can rub his rubber together with other rubber and create a mass amount of friction. Well, actually, you know what? I'm tripping. I'm tripping. No, they can't conduct electricity. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure I'm tripping. I have to go back to physics class. I had something and it just went. Like, yeah, I had something. Because I'm thinking, if you rub rubber together with rubber, it's not going to create friction, static electricity. It's not, it's an insulator. That doesn't make any sense. Either way, I think something to do with Luffy's rubber interacting with his rubber will do something. Let's just leave it at that. God, man, I got to go back to school. Anyway, I hate using rubbers. Sleepy Johnson is a very aggressive man. He said it can. Condom Man versus the Cum Man fight. Let's not do that. Let's not go into these territories. We don't have to do that. So he cannot be sliced anymore. Who knows? Will Kaido's flashback address the Rocks pirate story in it and what he knows about Joy Boy? I feel like that's the only thing that Kaido's flashback will actually do is address the story. Much like Red Hawk? Okay. Oh, it should be possible? Okay. I was thinking that. I was like, because it's been a while, and I'm thinking, like, even in static electricity, you don't really have to conduct. Yeah. Is Sanji being a strong... Again, we'll get that. At this point, I might as well get to the last topic, because a lot of people are asking questions that do involve the last topic. Is Kaido actually human? I don't think so. Kaido's been calling other people humans for so long. I just don't think Kaido's human. I don't think Kaido's an actual human. I don't think so. I think Kaido... Reverse gear? Oh, explain to me what reverse gear means. What do we mean by reverse gear? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Have you thought of this? The legend of Kaido being Landseer heir. If it's a 1v1 bet on Kaido, Big News Morgans is about to exaggerate the hell out of that and say Luffy's the only guy who did the impossible beat Kaido. Do you think that his bounty surpasses Blackbeard? Yeah. I see that happening. What are the other special Paramecia since... I think Katakuri is the only special Paramecia we've seen. He said, why, Abyss? Are we expecting any guests on the show? Or is this just for interacting with viewers? So I'm glad you asked that. I wanted to do 3 episodes first. To really see how this would go. One, if I could do it, if I'm comfortable with it, if you guys enjoy it, how interactive it is, is this something you guys enjoy? And after the 3rd show and the way we've been chopping it up on YouTube, I mean, at this point, this is something that I think is I'm going to continue on and be consistent with. And now that I have, confidence and I'm comfortable with this, we'll start having guests now for certain. Like, we're going to have guests now. They're coming in. So, I do have a guest in mind for the next show. I won't let you guys know who it is because it's supposed to be a surprise, and I have all these, tissue marks on it because your boy was sweating. But we're definitely gonna have guests for certain. If rubber creates enough heat with the friction with such speed, it could make super hot plasma. That would be wild. Does Luffy have a special Paramecia? Because just like Cat did, Luffy's whole body is rubber, and if we look at the other Paramecias, their bodies are not made up of their fruits. That's interesting. If Luffy found out he had a special Paramecia, that would be interesting. Appreciate you, Brago. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate the sub, 10 months, the loyalty. Big brother Brago. You already know who he is, but if you haven't subbed to my boy, you should know who he is. This is crazy, but you should. I know the guest is Nat Phillips. All right, Abyss is getting banned. Take his mouth away. Big Fiji, you know for a fact Fiji and Matt will be guests. There's no way they won't be guests. It's impossible. They have to be. You know that. All right, guys, we're basically at the hour mark. I don't normally like to go over an hour with these things. But we're at the last topic of the show, and this topic is a little more projective. There's a lot of headcanon with this one, so just sit back and enjoy. There's a lot of thoughts I have on this one. Some that you may not like, some that are a little, whoa, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But overall, this is fun. It's funny because I don't normally do content like that on my channel. This is something I need to get into more. It's just kind of like my headcanon, what I think is going to happen in the story and everything like that. So, let's see how this goes. So, The Monster Trio, end of series. Now, we have a lot of projections about where Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji can end up. And yes, they are the Monster Trio. I think the last chapter just confirmed that. But Luffy wants to be Pirate King. Zoro wants to be the strongest swordsman in the world. Sanji wants to find the All Blue. But I'm pretty sure we all think about how that's going to be attained. And what will the Straw Hats look like after that's attained? If they stay alive, what would they look like? You know, Oda likes to do this with his SBSs. He shows us the ages of Sanji at 40, Sanji at 60, Sanji at 40 if things go right, Sanji at 60 if things go right, and vice versa if they go wrong. So you kind of get the early glimpse, and Oda likes to make our imagination run when it comes to these projections. But I'm going to try my hand at these projections because I've been thinking about this for a while. And I also think that what we got from Wano, especially in this chapter, I think we're starting to get glimpses of what we're going to see from the Straw Hats end of series. So let's start off with Sanji because we want to start off with the weakest of the Monster Trio. Now, I understand that may unsettle some people, but, you know, Zoro is stronger than Sanji. That's how the story's written, and we're just going to move on from there. Let's not fight about it, right? So the format I want to do this in is that we want to talk about the dream. Will they accomplish the dream? How will it be? The end of series status, like what are they doing? Like are they wandering? Are they alive? Things of that nature. And then obviously the power. What's their power going to be like at the end of the series? So with Sanji's dream, you have the All Blue. Sanji's dream is a little easier to deal with because at the end of the day, the journey of the Straw Hats will be Sanji's ultimate path to the All Blue. I don't think Sanji's going to do anything outlandish like, oh my god, guys, we got to go here. I think the All Blue's over there. I think the Straw Hats are going to run into the All Blue. There's a lot of theories about the All Blue, what it could be. It could be a place where all the, well, I'm pretty sure it is, a place where all the seas converge together. You know, some people theorize that it's maybe under the red line, maybe it's above the red line, like maybe when the red line is broken, the All Blue appears, maybe there's a specific cataclysmic event where the red line will separate for a certain amount of time, and you'll see the All Blue, and you see all the fishes, and Sanji will be like, ah, we're here, right? So Sanji's going to accomplish that dream. But what happens after he accomplishes the dream? What does Sanji look like? And I think from what we've seen with Sanji, and this is something that it's funny because Oda doesn't do shipping. He already mentioned that the Straw Hats are not really going to end up with each other. But considering how much Sanji loves women, I think it'll be interesting for Oda to leave Sanji single all the way till he's in his 40s and 60s because Sanji's always going to chase after women. Sanji's always going to simp after women. I can see Sanji staying single, end of series. I see Sanji staying single, inheriting the Baratie, because again, after Whole Cake Island, you know Zeph is his father, Sanji's a cook. At the end of the day, after the crew disbands, whatever happens to Luffy or the crew, Sanji will still be cooking. He will be known as a world-renowned chef. He will be known as the chef that found the All Blue. He will be known as the chef. Like he'll basically increase the prestige of the Baratie, where you can have all blue dishes at the Baratie. Everyone's going to be like, oh my god, this wonderful chef that was the chef of the Pirate King. He has all blue cooking. He has ingredients from the All Blue. I want to go there. And when you go in, Sanji's flirting with every woman he sees, but at the end of the day, he's like showing off his cooking skills to everyone, and he just continues in that lore as he reminisces about his time as a pirate. But I think this is the most interesting thing. This is why one prediction that I really wish Oda would harp on. If you notice, Sanji's life, he didn't have a family. His family didn't care for him except for Rejuda, but that's minuscule. Sanji was adopted by Zeph and taken in. Zeph is kind. Sanji's kind. If you notice Sanji's gesture to Gin when he was starving, even though he knew he was a criminal, even though Gin was acting up and he got kicked out of the Baratie, Sanji still cooked for him and gave him food. Sanji's not the type to turn someone away, or turn a hungry stomach away. So, imagine that another orphan comes across Sanji. He's hungry. Sanji feeds him. The orphan stays with him. You don't think Sanji would think, Zeph did this for me, so I'll do this for him, and Sanji will have an apprentice that's very similar to him? Almost like a son-father figure type thing. I can see Sanji doing that. Doesn't Sanji just fit that role perfectly? I feel like, look at his relationship with Momonosuke. How Momonosuke, all the women love Momonosuke. Imagine Sanji's adopted son. All the girls love Sanji's adopted son. He's angry at his son and they're bickering, they're fighting. But at the end of the day, he teaches him everything that Zeph taught him. Because to him, Sanji's ideals and his chivalry are so strong, I know he'll pass it on to another. So Sanji adopting somebody and teaching him everything that Zeph taught him, teaching him how to cook, how to fight, That, to me, that's Sanji's destiny. Being single, adopting an orphan, running the Baratie, and at the end of the day, I think his end of the series matchup, because at the end of the day, you know, power scaling end of series is a little wild, but Sanji, minimum Admiral level, I think his end of series fight will actually be Kizaru. I don't have much standing besides the fact that maybe they attack Mary Joa and Sanji runs into Kizaru, because we haven't seen Kizaru fight yet. Their style matches up, speed, raid suit, kicking. Like, to me, Sanji versus Kizaru should be his end of series matchup. It would be just beautiful. But overall, this is how I see Sanji ending up end of series. Now we move on to Zoro. Now Zoro is more straightforward. Zoro is going to be the world's strongest swordsman. It's going to happen. He dedicates his life to it. His life is about training. His life is about goals, ambition. That's all Zoro's ever been. From when we were introduced to Zoro to now, it's ambition. So obviously we can skip and say his end of series fight will probably be Mihawk. Or it could be, you know, the Gandhi Gorosei, because he has a sword. We just like to be crazy here. But I think his end of series fight is going to be Mihawk. However, after he beats Mihawk, after he becomes the world's greatest swordsman, what would be left for Zoro? We've already seen what Zoro could be like after Mihawk in Wano. A wandering Ronin looking for other strong swordsmen, probably looking for the key. Maybe there's more sword skills that Zoro wants to accomplish. Like, I feel like there's more things that Zoro would do. Zoro doesn't seem like the type to just stop training and stop his ambition. He'll find other ways to motivate himself. He'll probably just take the Mihawk route and just wander the world and look for strong swordsmen to improve his craft. Because I think Zoro's going to train till the day he dies. Zoro's not going to retire. I don't see retirement in Zoro. It's not in his DNA. It's just not. That's his character. That's how he's built. If you read Berserk, it's going to be the same. Guts the Wanderer. Zoro the Wanderer. Because I actually do believe the Straw Hats will disband at a certain point. So I can see Zoro end of series becoming a wandering Ronin, challenging different swordsmen to different battles. I don't think he'll have a disciple. It would be interesting if he did. Zoro is a loner, so I don't really see it being that way. He'll obviously be a drunkard, he'll drink, all kinds of things like that. He might, you know what's funny? Zoro could end up being a drunken swordsman. Because he could think, oh man, I had such a great time with the crew, we've disbanded, I'm just going to wander around, fight people while drunk. I can just see it. I can see that in Zoro's future. But Zoro's a lot more straightforward. I don't think there's a lot of nuance to Zoro's path besides what we've just mentioned. Unless he dies. Now, no one wants Zoro to die, but yeah, I don't think Zoro is going to retire. And then we get to Luffy. We get to the Pirate King. Now, Luffy's interesting. Luffy wants to be king of the pirates, but Ace mentioned that there's something else that Luffy dreams about, something else that Luffy wants to do that we don't know yet. So Luffy's end of series behavior is shrouded in mystery. There's a lot of potential matchups for Luffy end of series. You have Blackbeard, you have Imu, Akainu. There's a lot. Gorosei, right? But with Luffy, I think one thing is for certain. He finds the One Piece, and he's involved with a confrontation with Imu. He's involved with the Void Century. He's involved with Joy Boy. We don't know if he's Joy Boy yet, but he most likely will be Joy Boy. And I actually believe this. I don't think Luffy's going to survive end of series. I think Luffy is going to die, and I think the joy and beauty of Luffy is going to be his story. If you look at Luffy's story up to this point, his story is more grandiose than Gold Roger's is. And let's put it into perspective. Luffy, brother of Fire Fist Ace, son of Gold D. Roger, son of Garp the Hero, who defeated Rocks and saved the world, brother of Sabo, a world noble and a revolutionary second in command, son of Dragon, the most dangerous man in the world. In lineage alone, Luffy is bigger than any character in the series. We haven't even got to his feats yet. Then we go to Alabasta. He takes out Crocodile. We go to Dressrosa. He takes out Doflamingo. And each time he's toppling structures within the world government. Luffy is breaking the fabric of the balance that the world government has had. He went into Impel Down, the most impenetrable prison ever, and breaks everybody out. Blackbeard breaks everyone out too, but Luffy's the main catalyst. You go to one of the biggest moments in world history, the Paramount War. Luffy appears, uses Conqueror's Haki, saves Ace, challenges 3 Marine Admirals, talks back to Whitebeard, and survives. He comes out, and he wasn't as strong. He punched the Celestial Dragon, the most untouchable species that we have in this planet. Punches him right in his mouth. Because they shot a fishman. Think about the perception of fishmen. Fishmen aren't respected in the world, in the surface world. Luffy punched the most untouchable human on Earth because they shot a fishman. Think about the Jim Crow era, and think about a white man punching the president of the United States because he slapped a black man. That's the gravity of what we're saying. And we're talking 1950s, 1960s. At the height of racial tension. That's basically what Luffy did. So that's crazy in itself. Then you go to Big Mom, you go to Whole Cake Island. Big news reports it there. He'll beat Kaido. Then he beat the most unbeatable force that we've seen up to this point. And you see Luffy's story. Like, if you notice, when they went to Raft Tail, they were laughing and they were hearing about Joy Boy's story. And Roger was like, "Oh, I wish I could have lived in your era, Joy Boy." Imagine reading Luffy's story. Imagine the laughter. Imagine, wow, this Luffy guy's crazy. Such a man lived on this earth. Luffy's legacy is how we're going to see. This is how we're going to view Luffy end of series. His legacy is going to tell Luffy's story. I don't think Luffy will be present. I think Luffy will die. There's been a lot of hints to his death with the hormone shot, him using Gear Second and shortening his lifespan. There's been a lot of lifespan shortening moments with Luffy. So I think he's either going to die, it could be that incurable disease, or he gets killed. I doubt Luffy would get killed, but I think he's going to die. I think he's destined to die. But I think his death will carry so much weight that it will literally impact the story forever. And that's how I see Luffy going out end of series. Now, end of series fight, personally, I think he'll fight Blackbeard end of series. I think he will. Because if Blackbeard is tied to Zebek, I think Blackbeard will actually confront Emu. You're the king of the world? Not anymore. And I think we see Blackbeard versus Emu, and then Blackbeard fights Luffy, where it's literally the D, destroying everything. And then Luffy is the order, the balancing act, and Blackbeard is the chaos. It's chaos versus order. Luffy defeats Blackbeard, and then everything is settled. Monkey D. Dragon intervenes. The world starts to rebuild itself under a new structure without the world government, without the Celestial Dragons. So I think Luffy and Blackbeard will be the final confrontation. I think Luffy will beat Blackbeard. We'll see the full capability of his powers, but afterwards, I actually think Luffy will die. And that's just my guess. That's my assertion. I think Luffy is going to die, and I think his legacy is going to be the beauty of the story. And I think that's how One Piece will end, with Luffy's legacy. And then with Zoro and Sanji, they'll be reminiscing the legacy of Luffy. They'll be telling the tale of Luffy. Zoro will be at an inn after beating a swordsman, and he will be telling kids, "Oh, this guy Luffy was incredible." Or Sanji's in Baratie, and he'll be talking to customers. "Yeah, this guy Luffy, amazing." Luffy's legacy is going to carry the Straw Hat narrative. It's going to carry the lives of the Straw Hats forever. And I think that's how the Monster Trio, it's just a beautiful story, honestly. That's how the Monster Trio is really going to end up. So, I just saw Fat Miss. I just saw Fat Miss from Keach. So hopefully he's not talking about me. Hopefully he's talking about somebody else. But, how do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? Because I know a lot of people wouldn't want Luffy to die. And obviously there's Chopper healing every disease, so that's a possibility. To me, this is just me, because this is headcanon, remember. This is just pure headcanon. Oh, why? You don't want Luffy to die? Is that it? D destroying everything. Listen, bro. It is what it is. Gear Third only works on the bone? Yes. So what don't you agree with, Kichi? Sanji's going to have lots of kids. Sanji's going to be Momo's big brother. I disagree with that. What about Boa? I mean, we were just talking about the Monster Trio, but Boa, I think Boa, Luffy having a son would be interesting. I know a lot of people wouldn't like it, but I do think Luffy and Boa having a kid would actually be great. I think Luffy's going to die, but I do think Luffy's going to die. But I just need to know Kichi, I need to know what I missed on. That's what I'm trying to look. I think Usopp will replace Sanji end of series in the Monster Trio. You're smoking crack. Wouldn't be the fame of each Monster Trio prevent people from coming to Sanji's restaurant? Well, that's the thing. If they're toppling and defeating the world government, I don't think that'll be a factor anymore. I don't think they'll have to hide anymore. I think the story of Luffy itself will not be a story of fear, but a story of grandiose ambition and adventure. That's why I think the narrative will change. Luffy dying isn't necessary, and I flat out can't see it happening. The only way Luffy dies is at the end of series monologue. I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, this is an opinion. This is headcanon. This is how I would really enjoy if Luffy's legacy told the rest of the story end of series. Because his legacy is amazing. That's what I'm saying. I agree with that. But it would hit more because think about what Roger saw with Joy Boy and his story. After Joy Boy died, his legacy was so great that it made him laugh. Now, whatever One Piece is, it's different. It would make him copy-paste Roger. It's not copy-paste Roger, because Luffy's legacy is better than Roger's. And it will be better. It completely outclasses Roger's. And again, Gold D. Roger, Monkey D. Luffy, Joy Boy. These are D's. Their story is supposed to... It's inherited will, man. It's inherited will. I think Luffy dies, Jay spitting like no way Oda builds up Luffy shortening his lifespan. That's what I'm saying. Like there's been hints to it. There's hints to it. That's all I'm saying. Roger laid the foundation and told everyone it was possible. Exactly. And not to mention, Luffy's going to accomplish something that Roger wasn't ready for. So he's going to be better than Roger no matter what. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Luffy will become Joy Boy. So he'll be better by nature. He'll just be better. Whatever you say, Lamar. It is what it is, bro. But I personally don't think he should die, but it would be in character in a what-if scenario, especially in action. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want Luffy to die. I think Oda could do Luffy's death very well with how he's laid him out up to this point. I'm screaming. He banned him. I'm screaming. I'm actually screaming. he ain't even time him out. He banned him. He put that nigga in the guillotine and said, boom, it's over. Cole expects Usopp to have the second highest bounty somehow. I can see that. That's fine. I agree. They don't need him to die. I'm just saying this is what I think. They don't need him to die. He said tired of He said, y'all smoking that Lamar pack? Okay. What about the Opie fruit? I'm curious. I think Law dying, I'm not sure yet. I think Law still has something to do with the D-Clan first. I think we're gonna get something about the D-Clan from Law first, and then he might die. Zoro at his old age trying to be a real pirate hunter. He really is. The emote's coming. We're going to have the Zoro Cross Blunt emote. It's happening. It's going to happen. That's going to be our packed up emote. When someone gets packed, we're going to spam that emote. It's coming. It really is coming. I think the only two Straw Hats to die are Luffy and Usopp, then Luffy's right and left hand carrying on his legacy. I can see that. I can see that too. Oh my God. This heat in this room is insanity. Oh, I'm sweating profusely. Law wouldn't cross Luffy. He knows the entire crew would get folded. True. Jinbei end of series. We can get to those guys end of series. Because I just wanted to do the Monster Tree end of series first. And I'm playing with this. If you wonder what that sound is, I'm very childish. Actually, I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, all right, I shouldn't have done that. I needed this. It's okay. Okay, where do I live? That's a very personal question, man. Where do you think I live? It's very personal. Why do people keep saying Usopp would die? I think he wants to die a brave warrior of the sea. I can see Usopp dying. I can see Usopp dying. How you feel if the way Luffy dies is him taking himself out with Blackbeard? I wouldn't be a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie. Wouldn't be a fan of that. I live in the all blue. Yes, I do. What you think about Booker smoking that brown pack? I feel like LeBron is old and was injured, and it was eventually he was going to lose at some point. LeBron can't win all the time. It's very circumstantial. I'm happy for Devin Booker and Chris Paul. That's it. You just move on. Jay is the One Piece. I'm Cap. That's Cap. You think the bounty system is still a thing end of series? Yes. The bounty system won't go away. I think the Navy and Marines will still be around. Jay's Ritz-Carlton vid is the One Piece. All right. Are they up by 20 at halftime? And Embiid is playing? You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. You really do. Oh! All right. Anywho. That's funny. Y'all can see the edge of the green screen now. That was funny as hell. But I am tired. Your boy is sweating profusely. So I think this is where we wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a good way to end. But I appreciate everybody that was he said clip that. I appreciate everybody coming to episode 3. We'll definitely have guests for the next show. I'm gonna try and get a guest for the next show. But yeah, this has been fun. I'm glad we got to episode 3. Lots more episodes coming. We'll obviously have improvements later on down the line, but thank you guys so much. Make sure to support the videos when these are cut up into pieces. Like the video, comment, subscribe. You know, I appreciate every single one of you. 205 of y'all. Y'all really appreciate this. This support has really helped me out, so thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I will catch you guys later. Mugen stuff. The next Mugen stream will either be Thursday or Friday. And you'll find out who the guest is. Don't worry, that's a surprise.